Hi guys, I'm Journey from Journey's Hobbies. So today's crochet podcast, we're gonna be going in depth about the crochet cardigan that I just finished 2-3 days ago. Something like that. I have my notes this time. Last episode 2, I did not have my notes. So yeah, it took around 2 weeks to finish. I do like some aspects of it. There are some cons and there are some pros. So I will tell you the cons and the pros, what I do and what I don't like, and what I would do differently if I were to make this again, and why I would not make this again. Okay, so right off of the bat, this is what it looks like. This is not what it's supposed to look like, might I add. So there are multiple reasons why I'm not really a fan. The main being that I just, for whatever reason, could not get any of my edges straight with this stitch. And so there's like these random holes where I was trying to make it even and it just wasn't going for it. And another reason why I really don't like it is you can see all of the like places where I stitched it up. But you can't see on the edges here. But like at the sleeve, it looks terrible. And like, I don't know why. This is also like extremely heavy. I didn't think it was gonna be that heavy. It's only 2.5 skeins of yarn. I will tell you what I do like about this is I do like the stitch, how the stitch looks, and I do like this part. Another thing I don't like is you can tell this isn't straight. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal where I care that much. So yeah, honestly, a lot of why I don't like it has to do with the pattern. The video tutorial I was watching, I just didn't want to do a lot of what it was telling me to do. And after I sewed everything together, which I actually, one of the cons was that like I didn't go back and watch the video. I only watched the video once and I didn't watch it all the way through. So that cardigan, actually, I'm gonna crochet, but the cardigan, sweater, whatever you want to call it, was mainly just half of the tutorial, because I never went in and put the buttons in, and I never went in and did anything else because I just was not motivated whatsoever. I would say it took around 2 weeks, but I'm not entirely sure on when I started it, honestly. I could probably check when I started it, but I know I was putting it off for a little, trying to decide like what color I wanted it. But honestly, the pattern wasn't that difficult, but like it was honestly confusing the way like she was saying some of the stuff. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, I'm just being like serious. She was so confusing on what she was saying, so I kind of just had to figure it out on my own. And I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of just guess on some of the things on what I was supposed to do. So I mean, everything worked out okay. I would definitely say like and the unstraight edges are what really did it for me and just made me like want to crash out so many times, and was like, oh, I really would not make it again. I would choose a different pattern. Like, don't get me wrong, I like how it looks, but I would like to try a different style, if that makes sense. Plus, I never put the buttons on. I mean, I could put the buttons on still, but if I were to put the buttons on, that's gonna be later when like it's not summer and I'm like, oh, I finally want to like complete this cardigan sweater thingy. I don't know. I think it's a cardigan. I'm not sure. In last video, I was crocheting this scarf. That's extremely long. If you guys are wondering what color I'm doing mahogany single. Like I said last time, it kind of reminds me of a chicken, but the more I look at it, it kind of reminds me like of potting soil with sand in it. And it's obviously the I Love This Yarn Super Soft Super Savings, because it's my favorite brand. And the stitch I'm using is actually the stitch that's used on the sweater, which for the stitch, I really liked the stitch. It's an easy stitch. I think it's called a half double, and then it also uses a single. So you only use 2 different stitches and you just make a bunch of panels and then you sew them together. I decided to sew them together with a needle instead of using my crochet hook, but like you could do either, or I mean you could use like your sewing machine, but like I don't know for the stitch if the sewing machine would be a good idea because the stitch is very holy. I don't think that was the right word. So it might not be a good idea. I mean, it could be a good idea, but for someone who has never sewn any of their crochet projects, I wouldn't risk it. I'm like scared. This was definitely a learning opportunity, and especially with like having to figure out on my own like what she was trying to say. I mean, yeah, I could have like looked in the description or something. I think she also had a written pattern, but honestly, I'm not trying to read written patterns. That's too much for me. I kind of am a visual learner, so it's just easier and simpler to just do a video tutorial. I definitely think though it is a very cute cardigan and you could figure it out on your own. I mean, if I can figure it out, you guys could figure it out. So I mean, I definitely recommend it, but I don't know. I definitely should have used like a thinner yarn and followed her measurements, because I'm not gonna lie, the cardigan is a little small for me. The sleeves are perfect though. The sleeves are like the perfect size. I don't really remember what exactly like measurements she had said to do. I can go back to the video and look, but I remember I did not follow any of them because when I was making the back panel, I'm like, this is way too much, and I still had like 15 to 20 rows to do, and I'm like, I'm done, because the back panel, it fits, and the back panel actually is a little big, but like with the front panels, I definitely should have made them a bit bigger, because I forgot that I had to like sew them together right here. So I don't know, I just didn't think about it. I didn't think about the construction and how it would like fit around my curves, like the curves of my body and everything. So I didn't really think about that. But I did make sure that the sleeves did fit before I just like cut the yarn and weaved in the ends. I really didn't I'm not a person who likes sewing things together with their crochet. Like, don't get me wrong, I will. But I rather just crochet like 1 or 2 panels, not 5. You have the 2 sleeves, 2 front panels, and then the back panel. Honestly, for me, that's just a bit too much. I'm not really into the construction thing, which is why I never liked the granny square blanket, where you make a bunch of different squares or shapes or whatever, and then you sew them all together. No thanks. But I mean, definitely using the yarn I did is what really made me think, oh, I have to make this smaller than what she's doing, because she used a lighter weight 4, and I'm like, okay, well, that shouldn't, you know, change so much. And then I started crocheting it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is gonna be massive on me. We're not doing those measurements. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad I didn't do those measurements, because I know they would have been way too big, because I also crochet pretty loosely. But I would, if I were to make it again, I probably would use her measurements, and then kind of just like wear it as like an oversized one, if that makes sense. I mean, it's definitely something to consider again in the future, like round 2 of a sweater, cardigan, or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like I don't have luck when it comes to following all the way through other people's patterns, because I watch patterns to get like the gist of what I need, which is usually just like the measurements is what I need. And then I just like freehand it from there after I make like the base or whatever of what I'm making, or I get the measurements. Then I just freehand, because it's so much easier, you know? And I like freehanding. It's my favorite. But I do like things to look how I want them to look. And this cardigan just did not cut it. And I mean, yeah, I could have kept going with it and made the little thing for the buttons, but it was not worth it, honestly, because if I didn't like it without the buttons, I was not adding those buttons, mainly because I don't want to waste those buttons because they're really cute. And I feel like I could make a different cardigan or sweater that is better than this one, and I could add those buttons to it, or save the buttons for something else. I don't know. I'm kind of in between on what projects I want to make as the time comes up, because I do believe I'm gonna have limited time to crochet when school starts. Plus, when school starts, I can't bring like my bigger projects to school unless I bring like another bag instead of putting it in like my purse or something. But I do think all last year, my sophomore year, I used a purse, and it was honestly amazing. Like, I was never like over bringing stuff to school, which is what I would do all the time. I like to be prepared, leave me alone. But, like, it really was hard for me to crochet because I would have to bring another bag, and then I would have to have my purse and that other bag, and, like, I take the bus, and, like, I would have to put both bags, like, on my lap if somebody was sitting next to me, and it was honestly too much. So I think what I'm gonna do is just do a backpack for my junior year this year that I start in a month. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. So there's that. And, like, with crocheting at school, it's, like, weird sometimes because you get the people who just stare at you while you crochet, which, like, honestly doesn't weird me out as much as it should probably, because they're not staring to be weird, they're just staring because it's visually appealing, and I get that. And it's not like they're staring at me, they're just staring at my hands and the yarn and the hook. So when people stare at me when I crochet, I usually don't say anything at all unless they're, like, up in my face, like really up in my business. Then I'm like, hey, are you okay? You zoning out there? And that's only happened once, and the girl was like, oh, like, can you teach me how to crochet? And I'm like, no. Honestly, that's one of my pet peeves with crocheting, is people, like, random people who I don't know will be like, can you teach me how to crochet? Absolutely not. Like, I can't even teach myself how to crochet, even though I did teach myself. But, like, I am not gonna teach you. Go watch a YouTube tutorial. Like, if you want YouTube tutorial recommendations, I got you, bro. I got you. Another pet peeve I have, which I have a friend who does this extremely often, and I've had to, like, consistently say no to her because of it. She will be like, oh, if I buy you the yarn, can you crochet me this, and this? No, I cannot, and I will not. You want to know why? Because you're not paying me for my time, you're just, or my labor, or my experience. You're paying me the materials, which is annoying. Like, I really hate when people do that. Like, I would never do that. Like, I would never go to, like, this is a bad example, but I would never go to a baker and be like, hey, I just bought you all of the supplies, will you bake me a cake? No. There's no profit in it for me, which, like, yeah, they're my friend and, like, blah blah blah, but, like, I'm not gonna spend hours making a project and multiple things, because usually she wants me to make multiple things, just to get, like, nothing out of it. Not that I need something out of it, but that I have better things to spend my time on and crochet other things. So there's that. I kind of went off track there, but that was definitely a pet peeve of mine. Let me know your guys' pet peeves. I would love to hear them, because it's different for everybody. All the crocheters and knitters. Knitters are welcome here. I don't hand knit, I knit on my machine. Speaking of knitting on my machine, last night I made a pumpkin on my knitting machine. It's right here, I'll show you in a minute. I'm kind of in the groove. But I knitted this pumpkin with the yarn that I used for the cardigan, and I love it. It's so cute. I did 50 rows, so it's only 50 rows, but I feel like if I did like, I don't know, like maybe like 100 rows, then it would be like a jack-o'-lantern, and it would just be like a tall pumpkin, because right now it's just a little short fat pumpkin. And then this here is actually crocheted. This piece right here, it's made with like this camouflage yarn that I have. And like, oh, okay, well then, just look at the side, don't look at that, just, yeah, see how beautiful? I'll fix that later, probably not. But the camouflage yarn is scrap yarn. It's like some type of cotton that I've been given. Yeah, I just love it. Yeah, because the only green I have, surprisingly, because my favorite color is emerald green, by the way. I know, you guys, some people think it's red since I dye my hair red. No, it's actually emerald green. Is like a very bright neon green from my old German teacher, Frau Griffin. That she actually brought from Germany. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, she was a really good teacher. Side note, she was a really good teacher. Really liked her. I am still going to use the cardigan. I do want to use it just to see if I get the normal wear and tear. I've not washed it. I'm probably not going to wash it until I wear it, and I'm not really going to wear it until it gets colder out, and that's probably not going to be for another few, well, when does it start to get cold here in Maryland? Like end of September, I think. Like middle of September is when it's gonna get colder, usually. Oh, my birthday is almost here, guys. Like almost a month. Birthday September 3rd. And I'm very excited to be 17. I know a lot of you don't know, like, I am 17, but I am 17. This scarf, I've been working on this scarf. Today marks day 3, I think. I don't really have any plans of giving it to anybody. I kind of want to keep it, so I'm going to. But, like, if I don't wear it, then I will just, like, gift it to somebody, because I don't know. Or I honestly just might hoard it and keep it in, like, a special bin where, like, I won't use it until, I don't know. Yeah, this thing is long. Like, extremely long. Oh, I kind of just tangled that up. I'm sorry about that. But I love the color. Reminds me of dirt, but also a chicken. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this podcast episode. Yeah, I hope you liked the in-depth talk about the cardigan. Because in my video, I kind of just said, like, I like this, this, and this, and I don't like this, this, and this. I really didn't give, like, kind of my full insight. Not that I'm giving you guys my full insight, because I just don't remember a lot of things. But I hope you guys like it, and I will catch you guys in episode 4 on Monday at 5 o'clock. Bye, guys.